Ambiguous. ASMR. 420,068. 420,069. And that does it for the coins. Now for the trinkets. Let's see. Another golden goblet for the stuff made of gold that probably shouldn't be made of gold section. Some more sapphires for the pool. Oh, some more diamonds. Soon I'll have enough to coat that armor set in time for the next council meeting. Let's see Falcor keep their smug face when I show up in this. I'll just set that aside for the recasting pile for now. I'll have to think of what to use all that leftover gold for. I had been wondering about replacing that lighting system. Copper wires are so last century. What else? Here we are. More rings. Wonderful. Like I didn't have enough of those already. Not to mention I can't even wear the things. If they weren't so pretty, I'd have melted the lot of them by now. But I guess for now... Ugh, what is that noise? Oh, it's another one of you. Is it that time of year already? Well, whatever. Do as you wish, human. Or, as I believe you humans have taken to saying in recent times, knock yourself out. Which you most certainly will with that kind of form. Here, take this. It's a helmet. I'd rather not clean your blood off my collection. Now, where was I? Well, someone has clearly never heard of the rule of 3. You know, this is becoming a little sad. Surely you must realize countless warriors such as yourself have been sent to do as you are now, long before even your grandfather's grandfather was conceived. And you don't think anyone else has already tried that? Ugh, humans. How can creatures so capable of creating such beautiful trinkets lack such creativity when it comes to something as simple as slaying a dragon? Simple? Why, yes. For as much as you are struggling, it is really not as difficult as you seem to be making it. Now that is an interesting question. How would I do it in my position? Let me see. I could be persuaded to tell you, if you were willing to offer something in return. You do understand how bargaining works, yes? Wonderful. Now, what could you offer me? Let me think. Some peace and quiet would be nice. Yes, that's it. I will teach you how to properly dispatch of a dragon, and in return you will promise to leave me to my treasure and pass on the message to whoever sent you to leave me alone. Do we have a deal? Excellent. Let me see. Well, first of all, someone as small as you would require the element of surprise in order to get close enough. You will then need to think creatively before you even make your first move. You cannot approach all opponents the same. I'm assuming you got here by just hacking at everything with that letter opener you have there. No. Dragons are coated with scales. And as I'm sure you will have noticed, each scale acts like a plate of armor. Striking at that armor itself will do you no good. The scales are harder than the metal that your sword is made from. If anything, you'll only damage your weapon. Now, tell me, how would you approach an armored enemy of your own size? Striking into points between the plates? Exactly. As you can see, I am not coated in one singular scale, but rather many, allowing me to move. Your first observation when planning your attack should be looking at the gaps between the scales. Next, you will need to think about where to strike. I'm afraid at your size, the length of the weapons you would be able to wield will make landing a lethal blow difficult. Let me see. Perhaps around the base of the neck? Around the back would be more likely to hit something important. Although, around the front would be more likely to disrupt their ability to use any breath-based attacks. At the end of the day, it's all just a matter of personal preference. Let's see. On the subject of breath-based attacks, let's say in the totally hypothetical situation that you have alerted your target to your presence. What to do then? Well, assuming you aren't immediately trampled or clawed, they would be likely to use a breath attack. This would be different depending on what kind of dragon it is you're fighting. For example, your standard fire-breathing, freeze breath, lightning, agonizing death from the forces of nature, so on and so forth. But they are just that, breath weapons. Well, other than when they are not, but that is besides the point. Your strategy here should bear in mind that even a dragon's lungs have a finite capacity. Keep them on the attack until they run out of breath. That's your opening for a counterattack. Now, the final piece of advice I will give for today is that you do not necessarily have to fight a dragon in their natural form. As magical creatures, we possess shape-shifting abilities. If you were looking to avoid fighting an armored behemoth multiple times your size that could kill you without a second thought, then I suppose you could force them to shapeshift into something more vulnerable. Place yourself into an enclosed space and force them to take the form of a human, for example. Although, you should remember, even when we look like you, we're not nearly so fragile. They will still be able to use their elemental abilities, so don't expect the fight to be an easy one. Perhaps a combination of this and the element of surprise would be most likely to result in victory. For you, that is. That's all I can think of. Like I said, the odds for a human against a dragon aren't exactly favorable, but at least it'll be a little less depressing to watch. Why am I telling you this? Well, no honor amongst thieves, is there? Whatever is owned by a newly slain dragon is free pickings for the rest of us. Not to mention it would be highly beneficial to me to have a renowned dragon slayer who owes me a colossal favor, wouldn't it? That's my end of the bargain. But before you fulfill yours, I do have a question for you. Why exactly did you come to slay me? Well, I only ask because you don't exactly seem like the larger-than-life hero type. I have heard them all. Orders from the king, ingredients for a potion, monetary reward, which I can respect. What about you? You're here for a ring. I'm listening. A golden ring that belonged to your family for decades before I took it in one of my raids. Follow me. Here, take a look through these and tell me if you find it. Got it? Wonderful. Payment? Oh no, consider it a reward for being such a good listener. Now, I believe it is time for you to continue back home with these. Oh, you didn't think I was going to let you continue fighting dragons with that kind of equipment, did you? No. I don't like to waste my time. Here, take this sword and shield made from my scales. Unlike steel, these actually have a chance at piercing a dragon's skin or defending against their claws. Why do I have these? Well, scales shed, and I get bored sometimes. Either way, they're yours now. Well, if that's everything, you should probably get going. Good luck, hero. No one will ever know the ultimate strategy for fighting fire-breathing dragons. Ice cream.